The night of January 23, 1974, descended upon North Wales with a biting chill. The Berwyn Mountains stood silent, dark sentinels against a star-pricked, inky sky. Villages like Llandrillo and Llanderfell huddled below, their inhabitants feeling the familiar embrace of a remote rural winter. Few could have predicted the strange events about to unfold. An unnatural quiet settled over the valleys and peaks. This was a quiet that often precedes something extraordinary, or perhaps something deeply unsettling. The remote landscape, usually disturbed only by the wind or the call of a nocturnal animal, would become the stage for an enduring mystery. The ordinary was about to collide with the inexplicable. The ground beneath their feet, solid and dependable, would soon betray that sense of security with an unexpected violence. The peace was a fragile veneer, soon to be torn apart by sound and light. The stage was set for an incident that would earn the Berwyn Mountains a place in UFO folklore. Suddenly, around 8:30 p.m., the stillness was violently broken. A tremendous explosion ripped through the night, or perhaps it was a deafening roar. The ground itself trembled. Houses shook, windows rattled in their frames. Residents in Llandrillo and Llanderfell, startled from their evening repose, felt a distinct earth tremor. This was no ordinary winter storm. This was something else entirely. Panic and confusion began to spread through the small, isolated communities. Many locals instinctively looked towards the mountains. They saw strange lights. Bright, pulsating lights were reported by numerous witnesses. Some described a large, glowing object descending towards the peaks. Others saw a brilliant blue light or a sequence of red and orange lights. Nurse Pat Evans from Llandrillo provided one of the most compelling accounts. She reported seeing a brilliant light like a setting sun on the mountainside. The initial shock gave way to a flurry of activity. What had crashed on Berwyn Mountain? The questions mounted as quickly as the fear. The authorities were quick to respond. The official story began to take shape. The primary explanation given was that the area had experienced a minor earth tremor. The Institute of Geological Sciences did indeed record an earthquake, measuring 3.5 on the Richter scale that night. This, the officials stated, accounted for the shaking ground and the loud bang reported by so many. However, this explanation did not sit well with many of the eyewitnesses. The lights, for instance, an earthquake, however strong, does not typically generate brilliant pulsating lights in the sky. The official explanation, while plausible on the surface for some aspects, failed to encompass the entirety of the reported phenomena. With the official explanations failing to satisfy many, alternative theories began to flourish. The most prominent, and certainly the most sensational, was that an unidentified flying object, a UFO, had crashed on Berwyn Mountain. This theory resonated deeply with those who had witnessed the strange lights and the apparent descent of an object. The notion of a cover-up quickly attached itself to the UFO theory. If an alien spacecraft had indeed crashed, it would be an event of unprecedented global significance. Governments would undoubtedly seek to control the situation. The reported military presence, the alleged cordoning off of the area, and the perceived inadequacy of the official story all fed into this narrative. Some researchers suggested a more terrestrial, yet still clandestine explanation. Could it have been a secret military aircraft or an experimental drone that malfunctioned? The truth, whatever it was, seemed to be elusive. Decades have passed since that fateful January night in 1974. Yet the Berwyn Mountain incident continues to fascinate and perplex. The official explanation, an earthquake combined with a meteor and perhaps poachers' lamps, remains on record. For some, this is sufficient. However, for many others, particularly those who lived through it or have studied the case closely, this explanation falls short. It fails to adequately address the compelling and consistent testimonies of strange lights and a descending object. The Berwyn incident has woven itself into the fabric of Welsh UFO lore. It is a tale of mystery set against a dramatic ancient landscape. The search for answers continues, albeit sporadically. Researchers occasionally unearth new documents or re-interview witnesses. Yet a definitive, universally accepted explanation remains elusive. The intrigue surrounding Wales's forgotten Roswell endures.